Good morning, respected judges, and the audience are here, and the moderators also. If you ever visit our country, Bangladesh, you will see thousands of narrow and congested roads there, even sub-roads with heavy traffic everywhere. So now I'm going to tell you a story about one of those narrow alleys. In a narrow alley, a mother went into labor. So she needed help, but the help never arrived, and she called an ambulance, but the ambulances couldn't reach her in time. So what's the result? She died. But her baby survived. And that baby was me, standing in front of you right now. And currently I'm living with my father in the same dense city. And 2 months earlier, my father became critically ill after suffering from a heart attack. So what happened to him? The question is, did my father face the same fate as my mother? We will answer that question later. You can see there are some major problems with our traditional ambulances, and the emergency response systems are too much fragmented and uncoordinated, and it's broken. The 6 major problems here are the incoordination and high cost, like the patients can't connect with the ambulances in time, and the ambulances prices are too high, like it's unaffordable for most of the lower middle class family, and they cause environmental harm. And the vehicle design is like that. The ambulances cannot fit into like 10% of Dhaka's roads, and there are limited accessibility also, and the drivers are untrained. They are not prepared for the first aid for you. So yeah, these are the mainly 6 problems here, and you can see some statistics of healthcare system. And the next part will be continued.
Thank you. So, as she mentioned, only 10% of the Dhaka's road are accessible by traditional van ambulance, which has 4 wheels. So, let me share another story from our own teammate, who is Alfie. His father actually died in COVID 2020 due to the lack of ambulance. They called ambulance, but the ambulance couldn't reach on time because of traffic jam and congested roads. So the problem is very severe. It's not a problem of us, our teammates, or any other countries, but it's a problem of global scale, like Mumbai, Karachi, Dhaka, and all other South Asian people are facing these problems nowadays. So only 2.8 ambulance per 100k persons in Dhaka, and only 33% deaths are occurring due to the lack of ambulance transportation system. So she mentioned that like high cost is a very severe problem. Those are the stats from there. We have analyzed 4 countries, and the operational cost is also higher because it is an ICE ambulance, like internal combustion engine, and it runs on diesel like oil. So we, actually 8 faculty members and alumni and current students of Bangladesh Engineering University and Technology, came across a solution that fits our national problem, that is Trambulance. And Trambulance is an affordable tri-wheeled battery-powered ambulance that can solve the problem due to its very low turning radius, and it can maneuver through the narrow alleys of the Dhaka, Mumbai, or you can say Bangkok as well. So there is a prototype in your desk. Feel free to see that. So let me brief my solution. So we are using sodium ion batteries instead of lithium iron phosphate batteries. So the range actually rise up to 150 kilometers, and the cost is very low because we are a poor country. So that should be affordable, like 2,500 USD, and that can hold up to 7 people maximum, and maximum speed is 70 kilometers per hour. I know there are some problems, like if you make the ambulance 4-wheel to 3-wheel, but I'm a mechanical engineer, so I figured it out all the problems, and we solved it mechanically. So the suspension system is very high, the thrust system is very high. We have simulated in ANSYS and SolidWorks and other aerodynamical models, and that came across the best fit for Dhaka, the capital of Bangladesh. So we have collaborated with the Institution of Mechanical Engineers, IMechE. We are the national champion of IMechE and South Asia runners-up in that segment. And we are also selected in Chai Sustainability Prize, and we have patent in government, and we are collaborating with Health Ministry. We are in a second talking phase. So we are granted by First Flight Venture, an US-based company, and we are also registered in US, Dallas, and Bangladesh as well. So we were the finalist of UNIDO Sustainability Award. So these are our advisory boards. We have advisory boards from Germany and USA, and as well as Bangladesh also. So let's talk about the solution. So our turning radius is 3 meters. We have simulated and we have figured out from our survey that it actually can access 80% of the roads, where traditional ambulance can access only 10% of the road. So we got some improvement. Another improvement is like response time. Because our vehicle is very agile and nimble, it can reach you only within 26 minutes. Maybe it sounds actually higher.
Can I just ask about dimension? How wide?
Obviously.
Help us visualize.
Okay.
How wide is it? Maybe look at the stage.
Okay. Yeah, so. So the total length of the vehicle is 12 feet.
Width.
Yeah, 12 feet. Like,
The width.
oh, it's like 4 feet, like 1.33 meter. This thing. And that can accommodate a patient, that can accommodate EMP, expert medical personnel. And we had to cut our width because of the narrow alleys.
Let me ask about that just because I'm very familiar with traffic and I've been to Dhaka before also and know the traffic is a
Amazing.
nightmare. And I'm surprised that it's not more narrow as opposed to, let's just say, even motorcycles have a hard time sometimes, but motorcycles can get through. But if you're driving, let's say, if you're in a tuk-tuk in Thailand, you're not going to get through. Now you can say that, okay, if cars move, there's less room that you need. But I'm just curious, how much more likely is it, or how much faster can it truly get through?
Okay, sir. So there are another kind of vehicle, like similar to tuk-tuk, like CNG. Have you come across that? And CNG drivers are crazy. They can maneuver through the smallest path. So our vehicle is more nimble than CNG and more agile. Its turning radius is only 3, where CNG's turning radius is 4 meters. So our vehicle can maneuver through the congested traffic roads, and it has all the equipment, like suspension system is more better than CNG. So I think our is better. Like we have shown it in our figures. Like we have simulated, we are scaling and we are small production, and we are actually operating in Dhaka also. So these are the real data, and those shows highly improvement, like 42% improvement. Man.
I think
very curious. You're very curious about the response time, right? And F2 is great. Can you elaborate on how that number where the number come from?
Okay, the 42% or the response time?
The response time.
Okay, so we have an app, like you call our ambulance by our app. So we actually figured it out, the time you have actually reached us, and then the ambulance reached you. So yeah, we have an AI-based app. We will mention that later.
So through the app we have simulated and collected some data. So that's what the stats came from. And to answer your question, I want to add something. So in a fully congested road, our vehicle might not get through. But in a small alley, you have been in Dhaka, so you know that there are many small alleys. So traditional ambulance can go through the alleys, but our ambulance already have access to them.
So it's like back alley access
Yeah.
is clear.
Yeah,
Right,
okay.
because the patient need access from his or her home, right? That's the point. Thank
Can
you.
I ask about carrying capacity? Because you said driver, EMT, patient. What is this 7-person thing?
Yeah.
Is it realistic to carry 7 people, or is it you're just saying total?
No, in total. Like, let me clear my point. So we will be incorporating one doctor and one paramedic. We are calling paramedic as EMP, expert medical personnel, and women will be deployed in that sector, and one driver and one attendant can attend on the back cabin of the ambulance and the patient. So it carries maximum 7 people, but it is recommended to carry 5 people.
Okay, so the standard load is expected to be 5.
Yes, 5 or 6, but you can maximum take 7 people and one assistant in the beside of driver.
Okay, and from a safety perspective, because you're talking about highly maneuverable, crazy drivers, a load of 5 people and something that looks like a
No,
load.
it's the crazy people are actually CNG drivers. Our drivers are highly skilled. Yeah.
Okay.
And we have
Just don't want to
also
create more
seen-
patients going into the hospital.
Okay. So let me continue my slides. So we have figured it out is 42% improved response time rather than like 4-wheeler ambulance. And we are only making ambulance at 2,500 USD. It is very cheaper compared to the traditional van ambulance, and it's only 10% of the cost. Our vehicle's operational cost is very low due to it's an EV, and we will be incorporating solar panel because for the sustainability impact, it will generate 15% of our power generation, and we will be taking power from Rupur nuclear power plant because we want to make our device very green and zero tailpipe emission. Our main UVP is like sodium ion batteries. We are actually not using lead iron batteries or lithium iron phosphate batteries. Lead batteries are very much toxic, and the recycle process is very much they use child labor, and they contaminate water also. So please.
So it's probably not a great comparison to compare against traditional ambulance, because we know the penetration of traditional ambulance is not that. It's from a traffic perspective, but also from a cost perspective.
Yeah.
So my question is, let's say that you can deploy at the right price and get access. What's the possibility that there would be an absolute flood of requests? Maybe that also kind of has to do with the price point. But let's just say that the price point was very low. I'm wondering, even to scale this, would there be the capacity? Is there extreme demand or not? And if there was very big demand unlocked because of the price point and the accessibility, is there the capacity at the hospitals or clinics to handle it?
Okay, so we are collaborating with government, and we have already integrated in National Emergency Medical Service line like 999, just like 911. So the demand and production capacity is very high. We have collaborated with Metrosem Automobiles, the leading manufacturing automobiles in Bangladesh, and they can produce around 200 vehicles per day. So our phase, if you see the weight distribution of this vehicle, so the vehicle is very much outposted. Let me go to that slide. So we will be using outpost all across the Bangladesh, and these are the things. So in our first phase, we will be deploying 1,000 ambulance all across Dhaka, and then our second phase would be 3,220 ambulance in Bangladesh in district level, and in Upazila and union level that would be 8,000.
So are you a ambulance manufacturer, or and why wouldn't you just go to one of the big car manufacturers, either globally or locally, that could take all that problem away from you, like all the future maintenance of all of that, and then you focus on the app, the service, all that. Why would you do the construction?
So, in Bangladesh, actually, local innovators are being incentivized and they are very much appreciated. So we don't want to rely on any other country. We want to make a solution of our own problem by our own engineers. So this is designed by Dhaka people. This is designed for Dhaka people, and that is optimized for Bangladeshi roads. Bangladeshi roads are different than Japanese road, but American road. So they need to survey a lot. That the cost of the vehicle would be higher. So that's why we didn't go to China. We talked about China's manufacturing unit, but the tax comes here. So that's why the vehicle price increases. So we are selling cheaper than China.
Okay, well, let me ask you, when I look at this, I see two different businesses, right? We're talking about a medical unit, a mobile medical unit, an ambulance. But we're also looking at an electric vehicle, a highly mobile, maneuverable electric vehicle. You put them together and you're serving a particular medical niche. But I'm also looking at if you want to do, say, fulfillment, you can haul 750 kilograms, packages, cargo, whatever. If you want to be a taxi, four-wheel taxi, you could probably cram 3 passengers or 7 if you want to get highly aggressive. Now you're saying we could do the same as any four-wheel taxi with a much better wheelbase and maneuverability at a much lower cost than a taxi. We could replace logistics fleets. Have you looked at that? Because I just see a market that is just obviously the medical side is incredible, but that's niche at the end of the day. Hospitals are not going to maintain fleets of dozens and dozens of ambulances, but a retailer, a taxi fleet, if you want to try to figure out how to scale quickly and get the van,
So
how you look beyond just.
So I'm a founder of TriChokro's, and TriChokro's manufacture tri-wheeler, even four-wheeler also. This is our one of the best products we are talking about. To scale up, we will actually in the prototype you will see that's a retractable hood system. So you can retract it. If anyone actually wants to customize it and wants to carry passenger here, that can be also possible.
That's the whole point, because I would imagine your upfront costs will be much lower if you're not installing a lot of medical equipment in the back of these things.
Yeah.
So, if you're looking at massive, if you're looking for quick adoption, medical is super important, but why aren't you looking at sort of lower hanging fruit in terms of stimulating?
Yes, sir, we are. Actually, we have already, most of the revenues comes from the passenger side. They want passenger vehicle more. The design is very same, just medical equipments are not there, and seating arrangement is a little bit changed. But the chassis is same and the design is same.
Also, we are currently more being encouraged and incentivized by the government. That's why we came.
So health ministry actually buying us from that. Our main buyer is government, and then NGOs, and then private networks, private hospital networks like Apollo, Lab8 in our countries. So they are buying the fleets, and they want that app should be deployed like a national emergency app. And Kenya and India has those apps. Kenya's name is Flare, and India's name is Ola Ambulance. So that's why we are actually building the app also.
Sorry.
Have you done any real piloting?
Yes, we have made a product. Sorry. So these are the truss chassis, and we have actually real pictures of our product factory manufacturing. So we will be getting to there.
You're talking about actual traction deployment, right?
Yeah.
How many operating ambulances are operating in
Yeah,
non-factory?
there are 20 ambulances operating in Old Dhaka right now. And other is expanding like the residential area, like Boshampur residential area, Uttola housing. They are actually demanding and trying to get our ambulances in their areas. Even we are also selling in universities also. Our university is very remote and very big area. So the ambulance will be operating a hall, like the dormitory to the
So
university.
the 20 ambulances that are in deployment now, is that working with a single hospital, or do you have a couple
Now
hospitals?
the government is piloting the project from with our
And
families.
is this a social enterprise or for-profit?
So the government's initiative is like social enterprise, like social business. They will not take any revenue from that, the government, but we are selling the ambulance, but we are getting paid and we are getting revenue from that.
And can we see your revenue projection?
Obviously.
Like your forecast?
So this is our revenue projection. So in year 1 and phase 1, we will be covering division and our revenue would be 9% because like we are starting and we are cutting our margin low 0.2 to 5 million and we will be selling 1,000 units and the cost would be like 2,500 USD. Yeah.
Year three, 18.92 million is revenue, or I understand phase three.
No, sir, the sales are 18.92 million, but we are getting net revenue 10% of the sales, so 1.89 million revenue.
So year three, about $2 million.
Yeah.
Okay. And what level of profit are you expecting to get on that roughly $2 million?
When we are expecting,
So, no, what
Right.
amount of profit? Let's just imagine that you have revenue of $2 million. Will you make profit in year three or no?
oh, sir, the break-even point is 2.2 years, and in after 2 years we will be actually exceeding 5k USD we will have after the meeting the revenue, and we will be needing 1 million USD investment for our capex, and the capex would be 35% and opex would be 55%, and the 10% of is the opex, and inventory cost of goods are actually 55%.
You're not actually, you're producing for your own use, for your own fleet?
No, sir. We are actually producing for the government. We are actually producing for the big private hospital networks.
So all of the vehicles that you produce, you're selling or you're using?
Yes, sir. We are selling, sir.
Okay.
Can you help me understand a little bit, right? Given that the cost for the ambulance is $2,500 and that's very low, I think that's great. Why do you need $1 million? I think here you're breaking down, like 55% of that is inventory and production. Why is the selling, the revenue that you're getting from selling your vehicles not actually, come back into driving the inventory production? Why do you need $1 million?
Okay. So mainly Bangladesh doesn't produce any machineries to produce ambulance. So we have to import it from China, and we are heavily the materials we are relying on China and India. So that's why actually we need to purchase the machineries. We can't actually borrow it or take a for 5 months or 6 months. So that's why.
That's the capex, right? I understand that's for the machineries,
Mhm.
but for the inventory, that's probably raw parts, for example. Why can you not, for example, the likes of Toyota, they have this just-in-time methodology, right? Of course, you're not big enough to do that, but why do you need $550,000 for these raw materials that you need?
At first, actually, we are operating without 1 million USD. We have started and we are doing business with government. And we are actually renting the factory of Metrosen Automobiles. And for that, yeah, I agree with you totally. 55% of the inventory can be raised by the government or funded by the government. Yeah, we don't need that, but that is for the safe side we have everything on our hand to produce.
No, I don't think by the government. When you sell the ambulance, I mean, you get revenue, right?
Yeah.
So I'm not sure what is the working cap you need, but why do you need 3 years of inventory? Like, why can't the revenue that you generate be used to pay for the inventory, right? Because that's technically cost of goods.
Okay, so
We want to scale actually. Scale first.
in Bangladesh there is a
So, or is
culture.
this like basically being used for working cap?
There is a culture that like we store all the raw materials like beforehand in Bangladesh. The Bangladeshi industry do that. Because like there should be some political insurgency, there should be some war or any kind of instability that will affect our sales. So that's why we are actually storing all the cost of goods from the beginning. So that's it. But that can be reduced. I agree with you.
When I've seen, I mean, with my own experience setting up the factory, I've seen it in others, is that we oftentimes underestimate the inventory needs.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's interesting here, you're saying $500,000 for inventory and even less for capital expenditure. Normally, it's the other way around.
So labor is very cheap in our country. So that's why we are actually trying to compete with China.
So you're basically making handmade trucks?
No sir, we are not making handmade, that is semi-operated. The pressing folds, the equipments, all the mechanical pressure equipments, air compressors, all are semi-automated and some are automated.
And is this more of a vehicle manufacturing company or a medical services company?
So we are medical vehicle manufacturing company and as well as R&D company. In US dollars, we have registered as R&D company, vehicle R&D company.
And what's the manufacturing of cars and vehicles is really challenging.
Yes, obviously.
And what's the possibility that you just get consumed with all the problems of manufacturing, that you don't have the time and resources to do the other part of the business?
Yeah, business is challenging, entrepreneurship is challenging. We will face that. I'm a mechanical engineer. I have freshly graduated and I'm very passionate about automobile engineering. So my major is that. So I know about the functions, I know the business, so we are confident that we are going to scale. And yeah, like for scaling, I must say that like we will be scaling to like 5 different countries. And this is the time where we will be going to Naipido for Myanmar, Dhaka for Bangladesh, Kolkata for India, Bangalore.
I don't think that's the point that Andrew was getting at. It's like you're a mechanical engineer. This is a really interesting piece of vehicle, but manufacturing vehicles requires an incredibly high level of supply chain management and inventory management capability, and I'm guessing that we still haven't witnessed that. That's why he was asking earlier, why not hand this off to an experienced vehicle manufacturer? You're talking about $500,000 in upfront inventory. I'm seeing the engineering capability, but I'm not seeing the inventory and logistics management capability.
So we have collaborated with Metrosem Automobiles and we have also collaborated with Ericsson Motors and Panna Groups. So these are the unicorns of Bangladesh and we are backed by government and we have already manufactured 10 of these by our own hand. And
manufacturing 10 and manufacturing 10,000 is an order of magnitude.
So we are collaborating with Metrosem and Metrosem produces 2,000, that the capacity is 2,000 and they have been 27 years of experience per
So
that.
you're not manufacturing, you're outsourcing the actual manufacturing to say another Bangladesh.
No ma'am, no ma'am. We have signed MOU, like we will be sharing our factory resources. We will not manufacture by them. We will manufacture. Right now, we don't have any investment. That's why we don't have any factory. That's why we're relying on their factory to be rented for our manufacturing. That's it.
So you're still taking on all the risk of manufacturing quality control and inventory management sales.
Yeah,
You're just
we are
basically renting facilities.
yeah, we are taking all the risks and we have been doing it.
I'm sorry, that's all the time we have left. Thank you very much. TriChokro Trampolines from Bangladesh University of Engineering and Technology. Thank you very much.